people don't realize until it's not there is that diesels are noisy.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we've turned off a diesel plant on an island, I had one guy that had been working there for 40 years and he started crying. I said, what are you crying about? And he says, man, I've never been on this island when the lights are on and there's not a diesel generator running.
Wow.
And the staff that works on the island, they're like, well, we can hear the birds chirping now.
Wow. What a novel idea.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, another thing in the Caribbean is the pipeline is barely manageable.
The pipeline.
I mean, here you might go a day before you sell a residential project or a month for a commercial project. I'm talking to people now that I've been talking to for 5 or 6 years.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's
like commercial industrial scale, utility scale timelines is what you mean.
For sure. Yeah.
And are you willing to talk about some of the vendors? I mean, we're here at NABCEP where a lot of folks sort of geek out about what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. On the stuff that's here, we've been using some Sol-Ark.
Yep.
On our
hybrid system.
Yeah. On our smaller islanded systems.
Yeah.
And a lot of installers there are using Sol-Ark now.
Yeah.
So they have a good reputation. It seems like they have the longevity and the support to make them work.
Yeah.
The batteries, our residential team installs a lot of Tesla Powerwalls.
I would imagine. Yeah.
We're using ELM batteries.
Oh, the guys in Texas.
Out of Dallas. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I need to go visit them when I'm down in Texas.
They have a really impressive operation.
Are they like First Solar just sold out for the next 5 years at this point?
No,
not
at all.
That's impressive. So they've invested in capacity.
They have. They just moved into a huge
ELM.
Yeah, they're in a place called the Colonies.
Yeah,
which is a little bit north of Dallas, northwest, somewhere down there.
I need to follow up with that guy. It's always encouraging to see companies like that. They're homegrown American companies. They've flown under the radar
completely.
Yeah, they're fully FIAC compliant.
Yeah, yeah, right. We're using CATL on a big project now, a 24 megawatt hour project.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. The controller.
It's 24 megawatt hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
that's effectively long duration.
It is. Yeah, everything's long duration. Everybody says, well, we're selling these long duration batteries. That really is sort of just a sales pitch.
Okay.
All batteries are long duration. You just pay more for it.
Yeah.
Because they could be short duration.
But you're still using lithium ion for these 24 megawatt hour. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you explored any of the other chemistries?
We have. I don't think anything. I love to see new technology implemented.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be the one responsible for it.
You and lots of other people.
Yeah. I've been experimenting with some saltwater electrolysis and hydrogen storage.
Oh, yeah.
Also, which I think has a great future. When we were at CREF in like 2010.
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking to a guy from Canadian Solar.
Yeah.
And he said, we've got these great modules. Yeah. We're selling them all over the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at him. I said, these won't even make it to 110, 120 mile an hour wind. He says, but we're selling them everywhere. And I said, that's just because you haven't had an audit by a hurricane yet.
Right.
But now manufacturers are making them. We're buying a lot of Jinko.
Yeah.
Double glass, N-type. And what's different about them, what we have focused on them, is that they've gone through 3, now almost 4 rounds of modifying that product.
Yeah.
To take care of defects in the technology.
Right.
Whereas other manufacturers are still on round 1.
Amazing. What do you think of the steel frames from Origami?
I don't know anything about them.
No, yeah. Nextpower just purchased them and just announced a deal with Jinko to do a gigawatt of Jinko panels with the steel frames.
I don't think I understand the value proposition.
Oh, I did an episode on it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a fantastic company. I understand why, especially for the utility sales side. I understand why Nextpower acquired them. But that's for a different podcast.
You would ask me another question?
Yeah, I'd ask you about battery storage. I'm just curious when you see, because you see a lot of folks sort of rush into batteries.
Yeah.
Where do you see folks trip up? What are the common pitfalls?
I think that what happens with batteries is people aren't that selective about the products that they pick.
Yeah.
You need to, like with ELM, we went through a lot of different companies before we settled with ELM.
Yeah.
The manufacturer needs to be behind supporting their product.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be, as an integrator, be behind the additional work that's required. Because PV, you can put a PV system on the roof and you might not ever see it again for 20 years.
Right.
But batteries have required preventative maintenance and they have other things that have to be done to keep them healthy. So I think people don't account for that. They don't account for we like to monitor all of our systems every day.
Yeah.
And people that you're competing against, I have a little expression that I don't feel uncomfortable saying it here because everybody's NABCEP certified.
Yeah.
But we're selling to people that don't know what they're buying.
Yeah.
And we're competing against people that don't know what they're selling.
Right.
Now, here, that's not the case in the selling side.
Yeah.
But still, we're selling to people that really don't know what they're buying.
Yeah.
And you have to incorporate everything that's required and communicate that to them, manage their expectations, and make sure they know why the cost of the project is the way it is.